Welcome back to the second half of this Super League round. Hull Kingston Rovers against Castleford Tigers. Half-time scoreline, Hull Kingston Rovers 4, Castleford Tigers 0. After a very closely matched, hard-fought first half, some good rugby, some good defence shown by both sides. Rovers were just a nosy in front. Start this second half with Castleford kicking the ball deep into the Rovers half. Looks like there was a bit of a knock there for Nick Fozzizard. Took the ball well. I think he's struggling there, that. Could be a bit of a dead leg by the look of it. Certainly struggling. Scott Morrell then takes the ball to play it. Fozzizard getting some treatment there, just off the pitch. By Hull Kingston Rovers, great run by Scott Morrell. Bishop plays that ball into Liam Colburn, who goes for another good run there by Liam Colburn, who has run really well in this game, as he has done all season. Liam Colburn, another good shout for the England squad in my humble opinion. Good kick from Dobson there. Great kick from Michael Dobson. Getting that ball deep into the Castleford half. Full back forward, just letting it bounce out quite wisely because there was a good chase from Rovers as well. So Castleford with the scrum. Castleford then with the scrum on their own 10-yard line. Nick Fozzard looking as though he's run that little knock-off. Just took a little jog there, just eased it off. He's in the scrum for Hull Kingston Rovers. Mingy Chase feeds that ball into the loose man. Pops out. Good, decent run back, but Rovers' defence up to it so far. Castleford Tigers fans letting themselves be known. Good to see quite a few Castleford Tigers fans here tonight. Great tackle there by that man Fisher and Scott Wheeldon. And another good tackle there, Bengalia scragging in there. Ably assisted by Scott Wheeldon again. Getting through plenty of work is Scott Wheeldon. Sargent then with a spin and a bounce makes it to his 40-metre line. It's the fifth tackle. What are Castleford going to do on it? Are they going to go for the 40-20? But it's going to go straight into Peter Fox's breadbasket, which it does. Peter Fox goes for a straight. Oh, great run back there by Peter Fox. Took it on the 20, got 20 metres back. Rovers then. Sean Briscoe again around the chops there and right for the referee. And this time he says, yeah, that was a bit high. Rovers then with a penalty here, Morrison halfway line. Paul Cook looking to boot this as far as he can, and he does so. Gets him more or less to the 20-metre line. Rovers again starting to knock on the door. East Stand rising to the efforts of Hull Kingston Rovers here. Fozzard showing no signs of that injury, runs it back in with a steadier just in front of the post. Fisher then gives the ball onto Michael Dobson, who a little run around. Scott Morrell takes that ball and gets inside the red zone. Jake Webster at the dummy half position gives it on to Dobson, who in turn gives it to Scott Wheeldon, who, has to be said, just trundled that one in. I think there could be a set move coming where they're organising themselves here, Rovers. No, it doesn't, it goes down the blind side. Oh, Jake Webster did really well to catch that ball. Gets it to it's just peering out in front of him, took it really well and kept the ball well, and it's on the 10-yard line. Rovers knocking on the door, good little kick through. What a great try! Try there by Hull Kingston Rovers. Michael Dobson gave the signal to Sean Briscoe. Good kick through. Sean Briscoe catches it well on the full, straight in underneath the post. Great try for Hull Kingston Rovers, capitalising on a bit of dodgy play from Castleford. Great penalty, quickly moved, and it was a set move. He called it, did Michael Dobson. Great kick. Briscoe takes the ball straight in underneath the post. Good try there by Hull Kingston Rovers, and Michael Dobson here standing with the conversion attempt right in front of the post. And I think Big Mike will be happy because, Dobbo should get this one. Yeah, England's #1 with the try. Even the Castleford fans were applauding that move. Michael wants it because he's kicking.
And Mike's got it because he's kicking. Get to that side, big boy. Dobson then in front of the post. Should tag these two on, I think. Yeah, does so. The assistant referees flags going to the air. Another 2 point for the Rovers. Makes the score here at Craven Park then, just 5 or 6 minutes into this second half. Hull Kingston Rovers 10, Castleford Tigers 0. Castleford Tigers then to get this game restarted and do so. Put the ball high into the air, down into that far left hand corner where the ball was watched well by Scammerall. Nick Fozzard charges that ball in. He's a big boy, takes some putting down as Big Nick. Miss out pass there to Coburn. Coburn ultimately takes the 2-man tackle on the 20 metre mark. Scott Wheeldon there just dances, steps from the side with one of his men, but again himself brought down in a 2-man Castleford Tigers tackle. Ball cut. Bengali are looking for a gap. Nearly through it as well. 35 metres from his own line then. Bengali will play this ball. Does so. Ball cut, looks for the gap. Finds it. Dissects the 2 defenders. The 2 Castleford players brilliantly with that kick. Rovers line up in one there to meet the man. James Ford having a look for a gap. Can't find one. James Webster met his man well. Backed up by Clint Newton on that far side. Oh, he didn't want to know. Shenton's got the ball in hand. Don't get very far though. Pretty static when he caught that ball. Rovers now trying to big up in defence, trying to force home the advantage here against this Castleford Tigers side. That have been good value for the closest of the scores, in my opinion. Really good defensive effort from both sets of players in that first half. As Rangi Chase takes the ball forward onto the 30 metre mark. Scott Morrell pops back into the line. Young Joe Westerman on that far side is looking for a gap, can't find one. Ben Fisher should be looking to wrap the ball at mid sprint. Oh, it's a great pass by Sargent on that far side. Had time to think about it. Oh, Paul Cook left angling a bit, but he's got his man down. Ultimately straggles him to the ground. Last tackle against the Castleford Tigers then. Few Rovers players offside. Not really got an advantage off that the Castleford Tigers did. Brent Sherwin was just happy to put ball to ball and stick the ball into touch. 10 minutes from the Rovers line. Heading feed to Rovers it will be then, offer some good industrious play from the Castleford Tigers. Young Joe Westerman started it on that far side. Carried forward up to Brent Sherwin, who chose to kick for touch, and Castleford now will be looking to do as Rovers did and big up in defence and try and force a mistake, of course. So Dobson will put the ball in then as the stand break into Chone on that far side. Peter Fox looking to go for a gap, he's nearly away again. This lad don't get the ball enough in my opinion out on these flanks. Castleford Tigers looking slightly offside there in man for man. Still, he's brought down there, Scott Wheeldon, and Scott Morrell gives that ball to Clint Newton, and Clint Newton looks for the gap, bounces off. Oh, he's blocked that ball on for me. Yeah, he has, sir. Just as he hit the floor, the ball shot forward. He tried to grab it, but couldn't make amends for his error. We'll have to try and do so now. That's just what I was on about from the kick into touch. It sometimes looks a bit of a negative play, just sticking a 20-metre kick into the corner, but it can reap its own benefits if you force the error from the opposing side, just as Castleford Tigers have done. And it's them then that will look for a bit of momentum going forward and try and bring these scores a little closer together. Castleford then feed the scrum through Sherwin, pops it outside, and good run there from Falmino again. Pretty static when he took the ball, but gained a couple of yards. James Evans will have a go himself, I'm sure he will, a strong lad. Yeah, it does so, but he can't go down with his legs, and they've learnt that, and Paul Cook wrapped his legs up. Aaron Fisher also in at the tackle. Rangi Chase pops that ball off there to Chris Feather, who's hit big style in a 2-man tackle. Clint Newton and Big Nick Fosley hard. Just about them starting to play the ball there. Oh, Rangi Chase looking for a gap. Great trap for Castleford Tigers. Has to be said, Rangi Chase drew in the defenders, slipped the ball to his left hand side, and Big Joe Sargent was there to steam onto that ball and charge over the line. Great try from Castleford, forced the error, as was said. Brings the scores a little bit closer here at Craven Park then to Hull Kingston Rovers 10, the Castleford Tigers 4, with a kick in front of the post to come for Kirk Dixon, which I'm sure will bring the scores to 10-6. All on the back of an error. Clint Newton knocking that ball on that far side. That error, of course, forced after the kick into touch from Sherman, as said previously. But Kirk Dixon here will look to narrow the gap to 4 points. And he does so. Great kick from Dixon in front of the post. Sends it sailing. Ball boy wasn't expecting it to go that far, but Here we go, then it's all on again here at Craven Park. Let battle commence. Got to say, I'm pretty sure Castleford deserve that. They've never been out of this game. Rovers did try and stamp their authority on it for the first 20-25 minutes, but since then it's been a two-way game. It's been very close, as the scoreline suggests. Michael Dobson kicks the ball off. Long and high, just on the try line. Boyle it is, that'll bring that ball away. Sorry, Liam Higgins, it was. Castleford then will be up for this now. Brought down in a 2-3-man Rovers tackle. Got to watch them penalties, Rovers. No penalties. We'll feed off your penalties if you give them. You can't be delaying. Clint Newton and Ben Fisher in that tackle with Nick Fozzard. Rangi Chase, the instigator of that last try for Castleford Tigers. Ooh, Mitchell Stringer, if you could have just turned to his left, had a man steaming for the gap in James Ford. Rangi Chase again looking for the gaps. Tell my mate Dave when we got here, he was a bit of a player. Last tackle against the Castleford Tigers. Paul Cook fortunate there, he messed about a little bit to play that ball, and again they're going to kick this ball into touch. Do so. Again it goes out 10 metres from the Rovers line, and again I'm sure the Castleford Tigers will look to big up in defence and try and force the error from the Rovers side that, apart from that try, haven't really done a lot of attacking this second half there.
Castleford got their just rewards with a great well taken try set by Rangi Chase. Rovers here though, getting a lot of support from the stand. Ball goes in and out, box to Chrissy Wellham, who takes a quick run in there, makes it to the 14 metre line, possibly there. Fisher then gives it on to Stan the Man. Stan the Man taken down in a strong Castleford two-man challenge. Rovers looking for gaps here, there, and another one around the head there from Sargent. Fozzard takes the ball in and drives and makes it over the 40 metre line. Great drive there from Nick Fozzard. Clint Newton looking to drive that ball in, but he's taken well. It's the fifth tackle against Old Kingston Rovers. Will there be a possible 40-20 attempts here? No. Little kick through from Scott Morrell. It's the first poor kick really from Rovers there. First poor sort of kick chase as well. You know, Castleford getting that ball back more or less on the 30 metre line. So the first time in this game where Rovers have committed a couple of little errors and giving Castleford a bit of hope here. Rovers having to match up well in defence here, get through a lot of work. Sargent trying to burst through, just managed to hold on to him there, did Ben Fisher. Castleford popping this ball around nicely. Farmina gives it to Joe Westerman, who goes for a little run, taken by Stanley Jean, but offloads it to Sargent, who in turn went to Shenton. Shenton couldn't take that ball. Well, Castleford trying to force the ball when they had no need to. It was good play. Sherwin offloaded it to Shenton, who offloaded it to the winger, and then he tried to offload it, went straight in his face. I think there might have been a bit of accidental offside there, which the referee's given, and it's a big relieving penalty for Kingston Rovers. Ben Fisher then takes the tap, gives it to Nick Fozzard, who has run well in this match so far. He's monstered in a 3-4 man tackle there by Castleford, just gets it over the halfway line. Scott Morrell spots a half gap and tries to burst through it, gets 10 yards. Fisher again at dummy half position. Gives the ball on to Ben Galera, gives it in turn to the on-rushing Clint Newton, who again gets 10 yards. It's decent play here from Rovers. And Fisher again gives it to Dobson, who sees that Sean Briscoe has moved up into the line, and you could see the move coming. Rovers quick play the ball. Oh, and it's just gone everywhere. Well, I'm sure that must have been a knock-on, but the referee says no, it went backwards. Rovers, you've got to just deal with it. No matter what we think about it, we've got to deal with it. And there's worrying signs because that's Michael Dobson limping to the side. Worrying signs here. Michael Dobson took a bit of a knock, but he's running to rejoin the line. And mistake there by Castleford. Maybe that was just rewards there. And I think there might be a penalty because number 14, Stuart Jones, threw the ball down in disgust at himself there. It could be just rewards because at the end of the day, I think Castleford got the benefit of the doubt of what was surely, to my mind, a knock-on in the first place. But Rovers get the ball back with a scrum on the halfway line. But Michael Dobson looking a bit shaky out there. No. Chrissy Wellham plays the ball. Fisher gives it to Cookie, who in turn gives it to Stan the man, who bobs, weaves and gets another couple of yards there. Some hands going in that tackle. Nick Fozzard to get through a lot of work is Nick Fozzard. Doing well. Ben Fisher waiting at the dummy half position. Oh, and it's a great run through, and Clint Newton did really well to take that ball. Whoever's just getting inside the red zone. Michael Dobson throwing off. Oh, and that's unlucky. That's unlucky. Chev Walker came across and Michael Dobson finished it off. Ranji Chase took that little kick through from Michael Dobson. It was well meant, but he did really well, did Rangi Chase, picked the ball up and was looking to go to full length, but Chev Walker was quick to come across and saying, no you don't, sunshine, you're going to stop right there, which he did. Castleford then with this ball, still inside their own half, just on the 40-metre line, big tackle there by Chev Walker and Stanley Jean. Sherwin giving the ball out to Brett Ferris, who's met in a great tackle again from Clint Newton. I think at this point this game is definitely in the balance. It's who's going to come out on top in the territory stakes. It's the fifth tackle, and that was half a yard forward at least. Yeah, and he's given it half a yard and a half forward, and the linesman, for once, instead of being like a chocolate fire guard, signalled it, and the referee says, yeah, I agree, forward pass. So it'll be a turnover here to Kingston Rovers, and I'll tell you what, Mike, we said it'd be a close game, we said it'd be exciting, and that's the way it's turned out to be. I think this next 5-10 minutes are going to be crucial, really. Whoever comes out on top in the territory with the kick-in will win the game.
Yep, seems that way. There's a penalty to Rovers on the halfway line. Offside. Had to play the ball from the Castleford players. Let's see if Rovers can bang this ball then deep into the corner and make something from it. Paul Cook does just that. They can kick them balls, can Cookie. Fisher then, this is out. Stanley Jean gives it to Chev Walker, would love to score of course on his return to action here at Craven Park after a long spell out with injury. Missed the last 9 games of course. Slightly unfortunate with injury since his return to Rugby League and Craven Park. Clint Newton then. Cookie's bossing his players about. It looks like there's a bit of a move going on. Yep. Cookie will not receive the ball. Dobson, who's always going to be the miss-out man. Scott Morrell just pops it off there to Dobson. Dobson kicks a little ball through. He's going to be tackled behind his own. Yeah, it's a drop out. Says you tackle behind your own try line. He's going to argue about it again, and he's going to argue with his own player as well. Have a little bit of a tantrum on that far side. Can't quite see what it is, if I'm honest with you. Maybe James Ford. Michael Wainwright even. Still, good tackling from Rovers, good defence again. From a neat little kick from Dobson. Rovers really need to be on the end of one of those little kicks shortly though. Dobson just being asked by the doctor if he's okay. He's giving me okay to continue. Walks very well into the arms of himself from Peter Fox, and he'll be looking to go through gaps. Nearly does so. He's drilled to the ground 32 metres from the Castleford try line then. Rovers then with Dobson pops it off to Chev Walker. Chev Walker hits a 2-man tackle, very robust 2-man Castleford Tigers tackle. Well, Chev Walker is still trying to go forward, so they're allowed to stop him. Stanley Jean just going the outside step and bounce and weave, as we all know he can do. And he's brought down 18 metres from the Castleford Tigers line. Chev Walker again receives the ball, this time pops one off. Scott Morrell, big hand off coming in. Drives the ball to within 7 metres of the Castleford Tigers line. Dobson again receives the ball, pops it out to Jake Webster. What's Jake Webster going to do? Just brought down short. All but a metre short then. What's that going to be? It's a penalty to Rovers, said Mr. Ewer. Been messing about with him too much in the play the ball. Jake Webster gives him a bit of chat. No need for that, just get back into position and give the penalties. Rufus is having a go as well. Chev Walker again then, looking for work on his return. Done plenty of it since he's come in. Ben Fisher at acting half. Pops it to Stanley Jean, and Stanley Jean finished at it but bounces a couple of them off. He's driving his way towards the line, just can't get there. Ben Fisher then looking to capitalise. That's a great ball. Can Chev Walker bury his way to the line? Can't do so. Pops a brilliant offload off. Oh, Ben Fisher was not expecting that. Actually, he had loads of time to catch that ball and he panicked a little bit when it flipped out towards him. It was a great try from Chev Walker as Falmino brings that ball away. Falmino brought it down then and Shenton be looking to gain some yards. Can't do so. 20 metres from his own try line. Scott Morrell having a little bit of a mess about with him there. Don't need to do that. Just tackle him and get away. Scott Morrell going in for the tackle again on young Ford. Two-man Rovers tackle then. 28 metres from the Castleford Tigers line. Rangi Chase again looking to create something and does so. Bangs the ball into the gap there. He's going to have men. Oh, don't know what he was doing there. That is so silly so early in the tackle count. That is absolutely stupid, I've got to say it. Sean Briscoe done the 2 grand on that far side. Colburn, Bengalia, just take a steadier Rovers. There's no need to be silly. You're in the lead. 40 metres then from their own try line. They're messing about with it all over the place at Castleford. As Colburn's looking for a gap. Might find one, can't do so. Just brought down short the halfway line. Messed about with there though. They'll give a penalty. Should give 10 minutes there. I don't know how many times Castleford are going to mess about. Let them play the ball. I think he could do with having a word with the Castleford captain now and saying, look, you're wrapping him up so much as Mercedes Jones trying to get back. You're going on. .35 metres then from the Castleford line. Can Rovers eventually make it count? As he misses out his man and goes to Clint Newton, and Clint Newton drives the ball forward. So 32 metres from the Castleford Tigers try line. Fisher, Galea, sidesteps, tries to go for the gap, can't do so. Fisher at acting half. Looks left, but ultimately goes right. Will he pop that one off? He can do to Stanley Dean, but Stanley was kind of met in a waiting 2-man tackle. Scott Morrell then pops it off to Dobbo. Cookie misses his man. Newton, brilliant pass. Chris Wallen looking for a gap. He should have gone out wide again. Neglecting Peter Fox on his far side, who has proved time and time again if you give it to him he'll score. As Cookie puts the kick in. Great little kick. Great little scope forward, and Bengalia dives on his man, who falls down 5 minutes from his own line and looks injured. Don't get involved, Rovers, move away. Rangi Chase thinking he's E-man there. Don't need to get involved, it was only a tackle, he just tackled his man. He can't be being tackled, they should be playing rugby league, Mr. Chase. Handbags at 10 paces then, and we all get back into our positions. Don't think there's anything there for the referee to look at, if I'm honest with you. Tonight's attendance here at Craven Park then is 8,104. Fantastic turnout again from the Hull Keister Rovers faithful. I think the Castleford play will be okay. I don't think there's anything to answer there. Mr. Ewell doing the sensible thing, just telling the players to get away. Rovers creating the defensive line that's going to steal themselves and ready themselves for this next wave of Castleford attack. Been impressed by this Castleford side tonight. Nothing between these two teams at the moment. Bengalia just giving the opposite player a tap in the head, saying I really didn't mean anything by that. Brent Sherman it was who went down in that tackle. I think they know though. They can't possibly give offside then. It's Castleford players delaying of the ball that created the offside situation. Good run there from Liam Higgins. Scragged to the floor though by Stanley Jean. Falmino on that far side. Oh, pops that ball off in what was a hospital pass. Castleford player then brought down just short of the 40 metre mark. Yeah, it's a good little offload there. Last tackle against the Castleford Tigers. Chase just kicks that ball over the top there. Briscoe watches it again very carefully into his hand. Foxy then will look for gaps all over the place. He's so much pace about it, so much eagerness to go forward, but not often given the balls in positions where he can best capitalise, and Cookie just not looking for options there. Rovers look at a bit lost for options at the moment. They need to do something about it. Stanley G was the ball, but he's met well. So we'll go forward from Stanley there then. Ben Fisher pops that ball off. Dobson gives the ball to Clint Newton, who was only ever going to get hammered there. Very short pass, but somewhat telegraphed. Dobson then puts that ball up, and Wainwright is on that far side, watches it into his breadbasket, takes it really well. Going to charge this ball out. That's a great run back from Wainwright. No lack of commitment there from the Castleford player. Great run back. Kirk Dixon looking to do the same, can't do so. And he's brought down just over the 30 metre mark. Joe Westerman goes himself, gains a couple of good metres for Castleford Tigers. That's a bit of a lame penalty, that, Rovers. Saying that though, I've got to say, Mr. Referee, that was a bit of a lame give from yourself. All he did was put his hand on his back. So, Castleford then will look to score. I don't know what McCarthy was doing there. Just said hello to Craig Hubie as he went past. Still, I think he did the right thing. I think he knew it might have been high. His arm was coming over the top. Castleford Tigers looking to capitalise on some slack Rovers play. Liam Higgins there. Brent Sherwin will be looking for options. Does so. Oh, he's got the offload away. You can see that offload coming, and Rangi Chase is always looking for options. And Westerman. Again, Rangi Chase gives that ball out wide. Kirk Dixon's got a bit of room in front of him. Two-man Rovers tacklers stand up well in defence, but it won't be as easy to stop these lads coming forward now. That's a great little kick. It's going to go dead, is it? No, it's not. He's going to have to work it forward. Dobson does so. Got to go down dead there, yeah. Just driven over that dead ball line. Rovers pretty fortunate to get away with that. I think Rovers are getting a bit sloppy in the last 10 minutes, David. It's up to us to pull our socks up and get a bit of go forward again, I think.
I think as well you've got to credit Castleford. They've upped the pace, upped the intensity, and Rovers just dropping off in tackles, dropping off in the intensity a little bit. It's as if they're taking a collective breather. No surprise they're taking the time over the dropout. Rovers been put under a lot of pressure here by a very good Castleford Tigers side who are well up for this and definitely not out of the match. It's a big run back and another silly penalty. Gotta say it was a penalty. I'm not sure about when the attacking players just stood in the way of the defender and the defender pushes him out of the way. I'm not sure if that is a penalty, but referee says it is. So Castleford get a set of 6 right in the Rovers red zone here. First tap, first run in. Met strongly in a two-man tackle there by Stanley Jean and Scott Morrell. But Castleford looking very lively here. Got another four tackles here to get over that Rovers line. Looking quite dangerous. Joe Westerman it is, just brought down just short by Ben Galea. Fitzhenry. It's another good tackling from Rovers. Just got to keep him out here. Rangi Chase looking for the options. Rovers got a match man up. Jake Webber with a great tackle there. What a great tackle by Jake Webster. Came out the line and it's the 5th tackle. Just got to make sure they don't do any silly penalties here. It's a big kick, it's high, it's up in the air. And Foxy takes it beautifully. And spots the gap. Oh, and he's nearly through. Peter Foxy managed to get through there and they've gone full length. And Castleford caught offside. Joe Westerman and Evans sort of pleading with the referee that it wasn't the case, but I think it was. Sorry, boys. Castleford getting a bit het up and getting hot beneath the collars. He's stand rising to the Rovers, trying to get him going, trying to get a second win. And that's a massive penalty kick from Paul Cook there. Takes it right down to the Castleford 25-metre line. Ben Fisher gives the ball on to the Youngster, Michele Alzuri, who's spread round the net by Joe Westerman. Michele Alzuri says, I don't care, he can get me anywhere he likes. I'll lose my shorts, but I'll keep on going 10 yards. Ben Galea, ducking, diving, just brought down just short of the Castleford line. This game end to end. Rovers now attacking that Castleford red zone, looking for a way through that. A very strong Castleford defence. Stanley Jean ducks, waves, throws one off, throws another. That's after, goes through, and it goes in. What a great try! All started by Stanley Jean. Stanley Jean putting up one tackle and another. Goes through the gap. Briscoe says, I'll support you, Stanley. Great ball from Stanley Jean to Sean Briscoe, and Sean Briscoe gets his second try of the night, just by the side of the post. Great play from the Rovers. Stein with a great defensive set at the other end. Stein with a great defensive defensive set, kept Castleford out, got a penalty, great penalty from Paul Cook, and all of a sudden Rovers are in at the other end. Great try. Good play from Hulkinson Rovers. We were just starting to worry they dropped off a little bit, maybe they were having a breather because they suddenly burst into life with a great try from Sean Briscoe. So Michael Dobson here with a conversion attempt. Ben Fisher just coming off, swapping with Fitzhenry. Well, Dobson lines this up. He's dancing in Briscoe, England's number one. I couldn't agree more. Great support play from Briscoe, but it was a nothing chance, born out of nothing by Stanley Jean, who ducked, bobbled, weaved, saw a half gap, went through it, and Sean Briscoe on the same wavelength scores a try. With Michael Dobson getting the conversion, the scoreline here at Craven Park looking a bit healthy for Hulkinson Rovers. Hulkinson Rovers 16, the Castleford Tigers 6. And having turned defence into attack, Robin suddenly bursting into life. Is that a sucker punch, a knockout blow for Castleford? Who knows? Gone for the short kick off there, Cass, and that could go anywhere. Surely that was a knock-on. But Joe Westman says, I don't care, I'm going to run it anyway. Gets down into that Rovers 10-metre line. You've got to say they did it well there, short kick off. But I'm sure that came off a Castleford hand. Anyway, Rovers now going to have to do another great defensive set of 6. There's a set move on here by Castleford. They're looking to get it out wide, but it's suck it in. Chris Wellham in the tackle there with Michaeli Alzoui. Castleford looking, probing, trying to get that ball around. Westerman tries to offload it, went way backwards, way backwards. Randy Chase trying to get through the wall that is Michaeli Alzoui. Michaeli Alzoui says, come here, sunshine, you're going on the deck. Falmina, good little kick through from the big lad, and Sean Briscoe did really well to take that and get it back across the line. Great play from Sean Briscoe. Chrissy Wellham gets the ball, gets some space. Oh, lovely sidestep. It's all exciting here because Castleford are up for the challenge, and I'm sure that's a penalty. It is. Silly penalty from Castleford. There was an obvious hand in the tackle. They had to try something. It's now into the last 10 minutes or so. They had to try it, but the first Paul penalty from Paul Cook in a very long time, he sliced it. But Rovers here with a set of 6 to bring this ball away. Michaeli Alzoui drives that ball above the 30-metre line. Castleford trying to force a mistake from Hulkinson Rovers. Scott Wheeldon back on the pitch, drives that ball in, and Peter Fox takes a relieving run for his forwards, and what a great relieving run again from Peter Fox. England's number 2 without a doubt. Fitzhenry looks for the gap, looks for the space, and he gets another 10 yards. But the referee says no, it was obstruction. Fitzhenry was running behind Peter Fox, and I've got to say, I kind of agree with that, I've got to admit. Castleford with a quick penalty, getting it into that 25-metre line. We're into the last 6-7 minutes here of this pulsating game. Got a big hit from Michaeli Alzoui. Ryan Boyle absolutely mullered in that one. But Rovers having to keep their heads about them, keeping the concentration levels. They've got to defend as if their lives depend on it. Castleford looking to probe their way through, but the Rovers defence is up to it so far. Just as it was last week against Wigan, it's proving strong again here tonight so far. Got a look shot, little kick through, go and kick it out. Ooh. And we were panicking a little bit, but Michael Dobson and Liam Colburn, between the two of them, managed to kick that ball out. It's a drop out to Hulkinson Rovers here. Rovers just doing enough to keep the Castleford Tigers out. Castleford trying everything and anything to get this ball over the Rovers try line. It's a pulsating game here at Craven Park tonight. Credit to both sides, both defences manning up well, both attacks trying everything. Been a great game of rugby league. Oh, it's a silly mistake. I've got to say, I feel sorry for James Ford. He's had a good game as James Ford, but he's come up with a mistake there, and that could be quite critical and quite crucial going into this last 5 minutes. Castleford trying to turn the screw, put the pressure on Hulkinson Rovers, but James Ford, unfortunately for them, coming up with a mistake, and Rovers saying, thank you very much, we'll take our time, get the scrum down here on the 45 metre line. Some of the Cas fans obviously had enough, sneaking out as the standard illustrated there. Another great run by Liam Colburn. What a start this kid has been for Rovers this season. What a find. Fitzhenry takes a quick dart from dummy half, and Rovers making quick and easy territory so far. Michele Alzuri goes for another big run. What a great run from Michele Alzuri. Gets it to that 20 metre line. Rovers knocking on the red zone once again. Fitzhenry offloads the ball to Ben Galea, who in turn gets it to Dobson. Oh, and he's dropped. Stanley Green has dropped it. Randy Chase has now dropped it. And it's play on. It's a general melee in the middle of the pitch. Fitzhenry takes the ball and takes a battering from Randy Chase, who's trying to make up for his mistake, but Fitzhenry just takes the ball nicely. Chris Wellham takes a steady, gets it just inside the Castleford Tigers red zone. Fitzhenry now, at dummy half, takes a run, just runs it in. Castleford doing all they can to keep Rovers out and try and retrieve this ball. Noise incessant from the east stand. Oh, and Rovers again just, well, it's another knock on. Jake Webster couldn't take that ball, it was straight in his face, bouncing all over the place. Castleford manning up for the scrum quickly. The no time is ticking down. So Castleford Tigers here with a put-in on their own 11-12 metre line. Rovers in no rush to form the scrum, not surprisingly. That's been a great game of rugby league, this. The second half has been particularly exciting, and you've got to give credit to Castleford because they've come here and they've tried their hardest. They've been giving it the full beans. Rovers have been up to the job, especially in defence. We were worried a bit midway through that second half that Rovers were just taking a back seat, but they've manned up well and the hunting impacts for Rovers. Even Michael Dobson with a big tackle there on Ryan Boyle. Castleford trying to all they can, spreading that ball out wide, but Liam Colburn just managed to get the man slowing down enough. The Rovers scramble defence, coming to help out Liam Colburn there. Castleford just getting it to their 40 metre line. I think this might be the fifth tackle, is it? Oh no, he's lost it. He's lost it in the tackle. Yeah, lost it in the tackle, and Randy Chase kicks the ball away in complete disgust. He reckons that there was a Rovers hand in that, and to be fair, I think there might have been a Rovers hand in that one, but referee's having done of it, says no, he lost the ball. It's a scrum to Rovers on the Castleford 42 metre line. And we're definitely inside the last 5 minutes here at Craven Park of this pulsating Super League round 14, 15 I think it is now, losing track. 14 I'm reliably informed. Chrissy Wellham it is, runs that ball, scragged down in a very strong two-man Castleford defensive tackle there. Clint Newton runs that ball in, gets a couple of yards, gets it across the 40 metre line. Fitzhenry then gives the ball on to Scott Wheeldon. Scott Wheeldon with another good run there. He's been playing really well with Scott Wheeldon for Hull Rovers, and another good run there. Michael Dobson gives that ball on to Ben Clear, who in turn gives it to Jake Webster, who bounces off one tackle, looks for the offload. Weiser keeps hold of it, keeps on running, gets it right down into the corner. Rovers now knocking on the door, looking for the knockout punch. And it's another good kick through for Michael Dobson. And Ford doing the wise thing, taking the ball out. It's going to be a dropout here. Rovers just turning the screw, looking for the knockout punch. It's a good little kick through for Michael Dobson, but I have to admit, Chrissy Wellham and Peter Fox were screaming for the ball on the wing. That ball spinning, but Michael Dobson took it well. Gives it to charging Michele Alzuri, charges that ball back onto that 25-yard line. Stanley Jean gives the ball into Scott Wheeldon, who does a attempted handoff, gets it more or less to the 20 metre line. Just Henry with the dummy half, gives it on to Stanley Jean, Stan the man, bobbing, weaving, looking to do what he did earlier that led to the Briscoe try. Fitzhenry then, dummy half, looks one way, goes the other. Bengalia gives the ball to the whoa, what a great run. The onrushing Michele Alzuri, who more or less gets it right close to the try line. Ball comes out to Michael Dobson, who gives it instead to Cook, who gives it on to Clint Newton, and that ball just squirts out from Clint Newton. And Falmina runs that ball away for Castleford Tigers, but he's lost it. He's lost it in the tackle there. He was looking to try and offload it, was Falmina. Fortunately for him, there was nobody close to him, and it just, as he took the tackle, that ball came loose. He's not complaining about it because he knows he lost it. And Rovers just looking to keep the pressure on, use up as much time as possible. Can only be a few minutes left here at Craven Park. What has been a great game tonight. Credit to both sides. He stands noisy as they have been for most of this match. Great attendance here at Craven Park, 8,104. My humble opinion is probably more than that, but another great attendance from the Rovers massive, and credit to the Castleford Tigers because they've turned up en masse as well. Added to a great atmosphere and a great match as Fitzhenry spots that half gap, trying to run through. Fitzhenry's just spread down half a metre from that Castleford Tigers line. I thought Fitzhenry was going to be in. And is that, Bengalir trying, Fitzhenry trying. Great defence from Castleford Tigers. Gotta say, some great defence. I thought Fitzhenry was in, I thought Bengalir was going to be in, and then I thought Fitzhenry was going to be in. Great defence from Castleford Tigers. And your man of the match tonight, no surprise, number 1, Sean Briscoe. Oh, what a big hit. Falmina saw Scott Wheeldon come in and give him a big hit, but Scott Wheeldon says, no, I don't care, I'm going to have a go. Ooh. Rovers trying to force that ball. Chrissy Wellen with a great little offer to Peter Fox, but Castleford defence, as it has been all night, up to the job, knocked Peter Fox into touch. And you've got to say, Castleford defence tonight has been absolutely top dollar. As the final hoop occurs here at Craven Park, a great match, a great game. You've got to say credit to Castleford Tigers, credit to Hull Kingston Rovers. It's been a great match, great game of rugby league, great defence, good attacking, and a fair result. The final score here then at Hull Kingston Rovers at Craven Park. Hull Kingston Rovers 16, Castleford Tigers 6. And we'll see you all again soon.